Drago, who was born Gagik Harutyunyan in Vereshen, Armenia, the Sunyuk province of Armenia, comes in off a decision loss to Muhammad Mida in Amsterdam on September 12. Has gone 5-5 in his last 10. And though renowned for his vicious style, he's only scored 1 knockout in his last 10 fights. That being a second round KO of Rick Barnhill in Lisbon, Portugal. This will be an interesting one. The last place up for grabs in the K1 Max Final 8. Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan, Ray Siffo with you. And the Korean comes out kicking in southpaw stance. Solid opening. Drago's got to go on the inside. He's got to get past the legs and past the jab of Su-hwan Lee. Turning right hand there from Lee.
Su-hwan Lee is a very composed fighter. Very calm.
He can take punishment, the Korean. Seen him on a number of occasions. He's just never really made that next step up in his career. It's his chance here tonight to qualify for the Final 8 for the first time. Drago rattles in a big round kick. Lee gets off the ropes and goes to the body. Slams the back leg. Drago just hasn't found his rhythm yet. Hasn't found his distancing. Takes an inside leg kick. Su-hwan Lee checks the kick. Again to the inside leg. It's all scoring stuff here for Su-hwan Lee. That's a nice right hand to the orbital from Drago. Front kick from Lee. Drago's got to go down the center corridor with the right hand against the southpaw. He's got to cut off the movement of Lee. Manhandle him. Bully him. Snappy jab from Drago. Winds up the round kick off the back leg. Step across outside thigh kick from Lee. Good jab leg kick from Drago. We have not seen a slow fight all night. And this final fight is no exception.
I like what Lee's doing. He's actually kicking the front leg and also changing it up to the back leg. And still, you know, be in the right range to actually defend.
It would be monumental for Korea to have a participant in the Final 8 in November in Tokyo. Televised by CJ Media back here in Korea on national television. Korea has been a hotbed of K1 over the last 5 years. The biggest K1 market outside of Japan these days. But they'd also love to have Drago in there. K1 is king in Europe, particularly Central Europe, particularly in Holland, where Drago resides. Thumping right hand, there's a left hook from Drago. Now he's unloading, but the sponge absorbs all, except for that one. Big left hand drops him.
Whoa, that was a huge overhand right hook. I mean the left hook. That not only dropped, but also cut Lee.
Yeah, but he actually caught Lee probably 10 seconds before that. So he was raw. The round's over.
End of the round. So it's going to be a 10-8 round. It was all Su-hwan Lee earlier in the round. Then Drago finally found his rhythm, and have a look, he's cut him over the left eye. Mikey, take us through this again.
I mean, Drago has been well covered up and countering. Su-hwan Lee's been stepping into his right hand, and I think here he catches him with his guard down and just comes right over with a hook.
Well, that's right. Drago actually pushed him to the ropes and followed it, you know, and bullied him there.
And got him to
kept
drop
him there. Yeah, exactly.
I think, but really going into the second round, he needs to go to the body more and get Su-hwan Lee to drop his hands so he can open up. He hit him with 3 straight crosses, and all of them landed. If he can get him to drop his hands, I think he can start landing a lot more upstairs.
You know, the only problem with going to the body all the time is because when you have a tall fighter like Lee, who has very good knees, you got to be really careful how you set that up.
Indeed,
but it's been all one-way traffic towards his head the whole time, and I think it's becoming a little more predictable, though he did drop him in the end.
Second round, Drago in the lead by 2 points. High right round kick from the Armenian Dutch. Outside leg kick from Su-hwan. And Drago coming forward with aggression, coming forward with the brutality. It is not beyond Drago to throw some fancy kicks.
See, he's landing that straight cross. Right down the pipe, and he's landing that straight cross.
And that's what I'm talking about, the flashy technique from Drago. The right cross I spoke about earlier. Public enemy #1 of the southpaw. And Drago's working it. He throws it down the tube again.
Like you see, Lee actually added an uppercut to that straight cross because it is coming down the center.
But Drago came in with an uppercut from a clinch, and he needs to do a lot of that too as he comes in and Lee covers up.
Drago edges forward, drills the right hand, flicks out the jab, throws the right again. Catches him with the left hook, goes to the body, kills the left hand to the orbital. This place is alive. It's a happening in the final fight. How much resolve has Su-hwan Lee got? Here's the proven easy pickings. Round kick from Lee, going to the liver. Drago goes to the liver with a punch. Step through knee from the Armenian. A cracking pace here, Ray.
Yeah, it is. And I think Drago just rocked him again with a straight right. Gotta be patient on the inside. Look for that short uppercut. Come back with a left hook.
Su-hwan Lee staggers. Drago gives him a moment to recompose, though. Instead of pouncing on the damaged Korean. Double forearm guard. Front kick from Lee. Oh, how taste my feet. Beautiful round kick. That one caught Drago and he felt it. He's blowing heavy now, but he comes forward, the crazy little Armenian. Takes a leg kick.
Drago's got to be careful. He's kicking too close on the inside. And if Lee actually fires a short right or a long right, we'll catch him.
Look at Lee showing no respect. He will not lay down. He will not go quietly into the night. Drago pressuring, backing him up, and still Lee tries to clinch a knee.
Well, one thing Drago is doing for sure is impressing his judges with constantly moving his action forward and getting Lee to back up. He's also been very successful in landing that straight cross. It's been landing all night.
Oh, the left hook is on rubber legs. Su-hwan Lee ready to take a trip down the boulevard of broken trains. How is this done?
Head kick.
Whoa! Head kick knockout! That's right!
Good night, Irene!
You are the baddest.
We love you too, Drago!
We love you also, Drago.
Head kick knockout from Drago. What a fight! Guess Lee's not a sponge after all.
That is how we rock it!
Whoa!
A1 Max!
Unbelievable. And you know what? If anybody needed to win in a decisive and affirmative fashion, it was Drago.
He is still laid out on the canvas, Ray.
Well, that's right. And you know what? We talked about having a, you know how Mike Sapinis came out here and exploded everything. Well, we wanted the final fight, the main event, to be as good as what that was.
Absolutely. There he comes. He opens him up with that straight cross and then lands the hook. Gets him on a queer street, but it was the body shots that got him to drop his hands, and he was able to start landing that high kick that finished this fight. What a finisher, though. What a fight starter. What a finisher. What a show. This whole show has been phenomenal. And there comes that high kick.
Well, they lived up to the main event for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, there's not a fighter more deserving of a decisive, nice knockout win than Gago Drago. He's paid his dues. He's been there before many times.
You have any question as to how hard that kick was? Still, Su-hwan Lee is laid out on the canvas.
Oh, it was right on the neck. I mean, it shook his head. It's definitely a powerhouse. I can't believe he got it up there. I mean, Su-hwan Lee is a pretty tall guy.
Devastating. K1 Max, the highest level of striking on the planet. And it showed why in all of our fights here tonight. From the epic brilliance that was Zambidis and Shahid, to the brilliance technically that was Petrosian, to the vicious knockout in the final fight. Pajun Sukari's K1 debut was stunning to say the least. grave concern here for Su-hwan Lee. This is a long time to be on the canvas, Ray.
Well, yeah, it is, and it's sad. Well, they got a stretcher out there. I mean, obviously that's just trying, keep him safe. It's, you never want to see that happen to any fighter or anybody for that matter.
Well, I mean, he seems alert, and they're talking to him. I think it's more of just the doctors being overcautious, overly cautious than anything, because the high kick landed right on his neck, so it kind of rocked his head.
And then he fell flat on his face.
And then he fell flat on his face. So I think they're just being a little more cautious. I'm sure, Lee doesn't feel great, but I'm also sure that they're just being overly cautious, and as they should, because of course fighter safety is paramount here.
Lee actually, I was impressed. He actually showed that, he's got a lot of talent.
Oh, he's always has in all of his fights. Lee is no pushover, no slouch. This is not an easy fight for Drago, but what a great way to finish it. And for anybody but Drago, like I said, really, really deserving of this fantastic win.
I tell you what, boys, from what we have seen here tonight, I believe come November 8th, Petrosian's going to be the man to beat, but it is going to be one heated hell of a final 8.
Well, after what we saw tonight, it will be.